disposition which could be made of the surplus revenue. This is a political issue. What do we do with all this extra money we have? It appears to me that the most safe, just, and federal disposition which could be made of the surplus revenue would be its apportionment among the several states according to their ratio of representation. So at the end of the year, we're going to take however many hundreds of thousands, or even it was over into the millions, which back then, remember, people only made $100 to $200 a year, so $1 million was huge. We're going to take that money and we're going to give it back to the states at the end of the year, give it back according to the population of the state. Now, it happens, Hillsdale College, where I teach, is in Michigan. And Michigan was not a state. And when they started giving it back, we're sitting there, whoa! And so Michigan in 1837 decides to join the Union. And then we joined in 37 and we said, well, do we get the money now? And they said, well, you're not in the Union. You get it depending on what month you enter. It's prorated by the month. So if you enter in the middle of the year, you get half of the revenue. And that explains why Michigan entered the Union in January 1837, so they could get all that money back for being a state. That is the way business was done in the 1830s. Washington's leadership passed on to generations who followed it. Debt-free United States, liberty, getting ready in the next few generations to lead the world with our entrepreneurs in the Industrial Revolution. More freedom than any other country in the world. And debt-free. Boy, I want to come over and get into one of those big states. We get all the revenue back. However, I've got to say this. We had politicians in this country that said, I've got an idea. Instead of taking all this extra revenue and giving it back to the state so that people can spend it the way they want, let's use it for a gigantic stimulus package.
Oh, God.
Let's pick an industry that we want the United States to lead in. Find a talented person, give it to that person, and then the United States will jumpstart ahead of Great Britain in the Industrial Revolution. And the big industry of the day in the 1830s and 40s was steamships. That's where the technology was. And I know, like, looking around, steamships, that doesn't sound very sexy. Wait, it was in the 1860s or 70s, because what happened is, with a steamship, well, you know, Washington, or Columbus, Christopher Columbus came over with a sailing ship.